Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's reading is going to be about what you are manifesting. So take a moment to meditate with these cards and feel free to pause the video if you need to, but allow your intuition to guide you to whatever card or cards you find yourself most drawn towards. Hello Group 1 and welcome to your reading about what you are manifesting. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the card that you chose. And I'm also going to build upon that by drawing a few more tarot cards, as well as some oracle cards to get a little bit more insight and information about this reading. So we're going to go ahead and reveal the card that you chose. So the card that you chose, this is the Ten of Pentacles. And honestly, this is a beautiful way to start out your reading with your overall energetic theme, because the Ten of Pentacles, this is all about cultivating a greater level of material wealth in your life and having a very stable, secure foundation for yourself. And these Pentacle cards have a lot to do with the material world, the earthly realm, what you can see and what you can tangibly see and experience in a practical, day-to-day kind of way. So this Ten of Pentacles, this is all about having that material security, financial stability, and having enough wealth and having enough assets to where you have enough to leave behind for future generations. And this could have something to do with building a strong savings for your children or grandchildren, setting aside money for a college fund, or just looking out for the future generations as well, when you've accumulated enough to look out for your own needs and to take care of yourself in a practical, material sense. So this is a beautiful way to start off your reading, and I'm definitely feeling that right now or in the very near future, you are going to be accumulating great material wealth and establishing yourself with security and just having enough for yourself and having enough to also take care of others as well as you make your way through this journey. And this isn't something that's necessarily going to happen overnight, but I feel that with hard work and dedication, that you're eventually going to be able to accumulate this wealth and this security, and to also have enough to take care of your family and perhaps future generations as well. But take this reading as it resonates, obviously, because this is going to be different for everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and get a few more tarot cards as well from our cat tarot deck, just to get a little bit more information about what you're manifesting at this time or in the very near future. So I'm just going to give these a little shuffle and allow my intuition to guide me as I pull a few more cards as well. Okay. So we got a few more cards here. So this first one that we have is Temperance. And we also have the Queen of Cups. So this is very interesting. So with this Temperance card, what this really tells me is currently, as you work towards achieving this material abundance, and maybe it's something that you are already accumulating, I feel that at this time, as you work towards maybe some new goals and some aspirations in order to build a more solid foundation for yourself and your family, I feel that this is going to require a great deal of balance and a consideration about how you spend your time and your energy. I feel this is going to require you to maybe focus a bit more on moderation, balance, and kind of ensuring that you're not overly swaying more towards one side or the other, if that makes sense. And I kind of feel that this has a lot to do with making sure that you are maintaining that balance with your work life and your personal life, or perhaps this has to do with your lifestyle, making sure that you're getting enough sleep, nourishing yourself properly. And this also kind of has to do with overindulgence, maybe making sure that you're not overindulging in alcohol or substances, or making sure that you're eating properly, like I said, nourishing yourself, and getting a good night's rest, making sure that you're not, I guess, as you do work towards these goals, it is going to be important to focus, maybe focus with a little bit, getting a little bit more into that masculine energy, that masculine mindset. But I think this is also going to require there to be a little bit more consideration of the feminine energies as well, making sure that you're not becoming overly involved in just working and grinding, and to the point where you don't have time to rest, or to take care of yourself, or to enjoy a little bit more relaxation, or just having a little bit more balance and a little bit more harmony with those masculine and feminine energies, I feel. But I think ultimately you're definitely on the right track, and I think that you are at the point where this material abundance is definitely, if it's not already here for you, it's going to be coming your way very soon. And but I mean, it might be different for everyone, and for some of you, it may take a bit more hard work and a little bit more patience. But I think this Temperance card also asks you to practice patience, and just to make sure that you're not overly swayed to one side or the other, and that you're practicing balance, moderation, and patience as well. And then we also have the Queen of Cups here, and this kind of ties into what I was saying about balancing the masculine and feminine energies. This card really asks you to tap into your intuition and to honor that nurturing mother spirit within yourself as well, to take care of yourself and to nourish yourself, to nourish those around you, to the point where it's not depleting you, but to where you are taking care of yourself, and you are meeting your own needs. And with that extra space, that extra capacity, you also you have that strength and that nourishment to take care of others as well. But just take that as it resonates, because it's going to be different for everyone, obviously. But I really feel that this Queen of Cups is asking you to tap into your intuition, and to really be there for yourself, and like I said, to maybe take care of your family as well, if that is applicable to you. But like I said, I feel that I really feel that this is balancing those masculine and feminine energies while you are putting in that hard work, and maybe having to use a little bit more logic and discernment. I think that this is also asking you to follow that intuition, and to really make sure that you're balancing both aspects of your life, because with every king, there has to be a queen as well. And I think that's definitely going to be more and more important to you as this time moves forward, and as this journey that you're on continues to unfold. So I think it's going to be very important to follow your intuition, to tap into your heart, and to allow that to guide you as well, and to practice that balance, and to really listen to yourself on a deeper level, but to not be overly swayed to one side or the other. So I hope that makes sense for you, and I think this is just going to resonate differently for everyone depending on your situation. So I'm going to go ahead and get a card from our Moonology deck. We're going to get a little more information about what you are manifesting at this time. So I'm going to go ahead, give these a little shuffle. Let's see. wants to come out. Okay. So the card that we have is the new moon in Taurus. Know your worth. Just going to put that right here. Okay, so with this new moon in Taurus, I think this is very interesting because the new moons, these are times to really plant new seeds, to really set new intentions for what you'd like to manifest for the next part of the lunar cycle. And as you plant these seeds and kind of allow there to be that darkness, that void, and that emptiness, that womb space for these new intentions to really to grow and to manifest, to take hold. This is a beautiful time to really open ourselves to these new possibilities and to allow our imagination and these new insights to really inspire us as we set these intentions as well. But anyway, the sign of Taurus, this is all about our connection with the earth, our connection to our inner selves, and our ability to nurture and nourish ourselves on a deeper level as well. Having a relationship, a strong relationship with the earth, and the energetic frequencies of the planet, and of, like I said, of nourishing ourselves. This has to do with agriculture, with gardening, with literally planting seeds and putting those intentions out there and really creating something, creating a beautiful life for ourselves. And that's definitely very much correlated to that king, or I'm sorry, that 10 of Pentacles energy, creating a solid foundation for yourself, creating a solid future, not only for yourself, but for the future generations, for your children, for your grandchildren, and really looking out for others. And when you do have enough, it's giving back and doing what you can to share that love and to share that vibrant energy. And this new moon in Taurus, this card asks you to know your worth. And I really feel that this is, like I was saying, it's very much related to that 10 of Pentacles and knowing that you deserve the best that life has to offer, the best that life has to offer, and that you have all the capabilities available to you to make this happen. And even though it's not going to necessarily happen immediately, it may take some time and some patience. But I think that by knowing that you deserve this beautiful future, this beautiful life for yourself and for your family, I feel that this is going to help further propel you on this new journey of abundance and of really creating and cultivating this magnitude of security and stability, and just to having that ability to take a deep breath and to know that everything's going to be okay, that you're not going to have to struggle and to fight for this life forever, that eventually your hard work and your efforts are going to pay off in the most beautiful and amazing possible way, and that it's definitely going to be well worth it, that you are going to obtain this security and this abundance. So I hope that made sense for you, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading by getting a card from our Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck, just to get another message about what you are manifesting at this time. And I'm intentionally making these readings shorter today because I'm currently in the middle of getting moved in to a new home. So I just honestly don't have as much time as I normally do. So I'm intentionally going to leave this message a little bit shorter today, but I just wanted to let you know, but I intend to eventually make longer videos in the near future as well. But we just have a shorter message today, so I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get a card here from our Mystical Wisdom deck. a little bit more to get another message for you. Okay. So the card that we have here is Creative Wonderment. Follow your passion. This is very interesting. So I really feel that as you embark upon this new journey of abundance and success, as you are really creating that and manifesting that in your life, I think there's also that I feel that this also kind of comes back to that temperance card of balance and not doing something just because it's going to make you a lot of money or it's going to give you that fame, that material success. I feel that this is also asking you to really follow that passion that you have within your soul, and there's definitely nothing wrong with making money, but I think that there also has to be that balance between passion and enjoyment and things that result in material success and things that maybe bring about a lot of money, a lot of like I said, material success, but it's not something that really fulfills you at a deeper level. I think that this is asking you to make sure that you continue to work on those hobbies, those creative outlets, whatever it is that brings you that joy, that brings you that passion from within. I feel that it's important to follow that creativity. And for some of you, it's possible that this creative passion that you have is something that's going to result in great financial success. But obviously, this is going to be different for everyone. And I think there also has to be that that balance and that realistic perspective as well, because let's just be real, that we can't always make money doing the things that we love the most. And I know that's going to be maybe a controversial opinion to some, but for a lot of us, we just can't make a living doing our passions, and we also have to, work a regular day job as well. But I feel that that's not always going to be the case for everyone. There are always going to be those lucky ones who are able to make it and to make a real stable living from their passions. But and I think that it's definitely worth pursuing that as well. But like they say, like, don't quit your day job. There also has to be that realistic perspective about life and how it's actually going to work, kind of tapping into that Saturn energy almost. I guess hopefully you know what I mean, but knowing that there also has to be the realistic outlook about how things are tangibly going to manifest. But anyway, I think it's important to not lose touch with your passions, to tap into your soul and your intuition. And I think that you definitely are on the right track. And I think you're figuring this out. You're following your passion, and you're knowing that you're realizing that you really can make this happen. That you do deserve the best in life. And it's going to maybe take a little patience, a little bit more time and focus, and require there to be a little bit more balance in your life, and maybe juggling some different obligations and responsibilities, maybe figuring out a little bit better financial budget, and really tapping into that intuition as you figure out these logical, practical aspects of the journey as well. So I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated with you. So I'm going to end your reading here, Group 1, and I wanted to thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute privilege to bring you this reading. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I will also leave information in the description as well if you would like to help support the channel even further and possibly consider leaving a tip. But it's something that's never expected, but very much appreciated. And I'm sending you so much light, so much love, and so many blessings upon your journey. Thank you so much. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading about what you are manifesting. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the card that you chose, and this card is going to represent the overall energetic theme of the reading. So we're going to go ahead and reveal this card. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is definitely a beautiful energy. And the Nine of Pentacles, this is all about manifesting abundance, success, happiness, and fulfillment. And I feel that either right now or in the very near future that you're definitely going to be manifesting a lot more as far as material wealth goes, and that could be having some big promotions or having some kind of financial investment potentially. But obviously this is going to be different for everyone, so just take this as it resonates with you. So I'm going to continue this reading by drawing a few more tarot cards to get a little bit more information, and I'm also going to get some oracle cards as well. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more insight here from our cat tarot deck. So I'm just going to get a few more cards, and we'll see what wants to come out. Give this a good shuffle. We had a couple cards want to come out here. So let's see here. We have the Ten of Cups, and we also have the Four of Pentacles. I think this is very interesting. So with the King of Cups, this card is all about maintaining your sense of emotional, basically maintaining your emotional foundation and maintaining emotional maturity as well, and kind of finding that calm within the storm, within yourself. And I feel that this card could indicate some kind of masculine energy within your life, and this could be your own energy or the energy of someone close to you. But this King of Cups also kind of asks you to tap into your sense of intuition and really listen to yourself at a deep soul level when it comes to making decisions moving forward, and potentially listening to that intuition when it comes to making financial decisions and doing things in a way that they align with your highest self, and they align with your highest self, your highest good, and that they are ultimately going to be serving you in the long run. It's not just going to be something that provides instant gratification, but this is really taking a mature outlook about your situation and about the journey moving forward. So I think it's going to be very important to be realistic, but to also listen to that intuition and to stand strong and to know that you can handle anything that life throws your way, and that you are ultimately going to figure things out and manifest this abundance for yourself. And it's definitely going to be very beautiful, very gratifying, and it's definitely going to be a very fertile, abundant energy for you in a lot of ways, I think. And then the next card that we have here, we have the Four of Pentacles, and this card is all about saving money, about kind of having a tighter hold on your resources, about conserving things. And I feel like right now you are in the process of maybe having to cut back on spending a little bit, and maybe you're in the situation where you're about to get a big promotion, or you're about to get a new job, and this abundance is definitely going to be coming and flowing your way. But I think first, initially, it may be important to maybe focus on saving money, focus on maybe cutting out unnecessary spending where you can, and just having a little bit more of a mature and responsible approach when it comes to your finances and your way of going about things, making decisions in your life, and really focusing on the long term rather than on the short term, I think is going to be extremely important for you, Group 2. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this reading by getting a card from our Moonology Oracle deck. So we're going to go ahead and see what else wants to come out for you. I'm going to go ahead and give these a little shuffle here. Okay, so we had a card that just came out, and it is the last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Very interesting. So I think it's possible that, I just wanted to mention that you may have astrological placements in the sign of Aquarius, but just something to take into consideration. And with this last quarter moon, the last quarter moons are a time of release, a time of letting go and of embodying gratitude for what you've manifested and accumulated during the previous part of the lunar cycle. And also kind of clearing that space away for the next new beginning, for the next opportunity, and kind of letting those new ideas about new goals and dreams kind of simmer under the surface within you. And the sign of Aquarius, this is all about having that unique, creative, rebellious spirit, and really embodying new, innovative ways of thinking, and new ways of expressing yourself, and just being someone who doesn't necessarily follow the crowd, but who does things their own way, and kind of has that progressive and future-oriented way of thinking in a lot of ways, but also really wants to focus on the collective, and really helping the collective in a new, innovative kind of way, yet while remaining a unique individual as well. It's kind of that paradox, and that's definitely very much an Aquarian archetype. But this card asks you to reflect on your priorities, and I think this is very much connected to this Four of Pentacles, and how it kind of asks you to focus on saving your resources, saving your money, and really focusing on what you want to manifest in the long term, not necessarily having that instant gratification. I guess I kind of thought of maybe an example of this would be maybe how you may go to Starbucks, or you may get a fancy coffee every day, and not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but when you don't know if you're going to be able to pay your rent, maybe it's not necessarily the most responsible decision. And I'm not trying to say that you can't treat yourself every once in a while, but I think that would be a good example of maybe not necessarily just going for that instant gratification, but focusing on the long term. And when you have enough money to pay your rent and to take care of the essentials, and you focus on budgeting and doing things in a more responsible way. And I think this is definitely going to depend on everyone's situation, because not everyone has that luxury, and everyone has some people don't have the that abundance, and some people are really struggling, and I'm not trying to invalidate that, but I think it's just important to focus on the long-term goals, and taking care of the essentials before the non-essentials, basically. And sometimes it is an essential to do something to treat yourself nicely, and to really enjoy life a little bit more. But I think it's important to have that balance, and to have that mature perspective about what you really need right now, and maybe what can wait, basically. So I think that's something important to take into consideration. And maybe when things are doing better, and when your situation has improved, you can have your own, I don't know, like your own fancy espresso maker or something, and really enjoy that abundance at a greater level. And that's how you go from the Four of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles, is by focusing on those practical, grounded steps, on how you want to live every day, and how that can actually be made into a reality, and reflecting on those priorities of where you want your energy, your time, and your money to go, and just focusing on the long term and embodying that mature perspective about your finances and about your future goals. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading by getting a card from our Mystical Wisdom deck. And we're just going to see what else is coming up for you during this time and what you're manifesting. So let's see. I got a card here. And we have the card of money. Find a way to abundance. This is very interesting. What a synchronicity. So exactly, find a way to abundance. And like I was saying, that is how, by reflecting on your priorities and cutting out spending where you can, and making mature, responsible choices, not letting your emotions get the better of you, and taking those practical, grounded steps in order to manifest those goals, and to work hard and to have that persistence. That's how you get from the Four of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles, and that's how you find your way to abundance. But I mean, everyone has their own opinions about these sorts of things, but this is just my personal opinion, and this is just how I kind of interpret the energy. So just take this as it resonates with you. But I think that you definitely are on the right track, but I think it's just going to take a little bit more fine-tuning and a little bit more of that embodiment of that king energy, sitting on the throne of your life and really taking action and taking things into your own hands in a lot of ways, and knowing that you can figure this out, that you can be responsible, and that you can make good choices about your life moving forward. And the things are definitely going to be improving, and to a very great extent. And I think that maybe it's best not to worry so much sometimes, and to really to follow that intuition, to have that faith and that trust that things are going to work out for the best. But also knowing that is going to require work, and it is going to require effort, and that things aren't always easy, and that things aren't always immediate. But that you are definitely capable, and that it's really not going to be maybe as bad as you think. And I think that ultimately you are going to get to that Nine of Pentacles energy even sooner than you may expect as well. So these are definitely some things to take into consideration and to possibly keep in your awareness during this time. And ultimately what you manifest is up to you. So nothing is ever set in stone, and I do feel that you are headed in a good direction, and you are really making the most of life, and I think that you are figuring things out along the way as well, in the best way that you know how to. And I think that's what we're all trying to do. So nothing's ever going to be perfect, and nothing's ever going to be easy, but you are a powerful manifester and a powerful co-creator within this universe. And I think that things are going to be beautiful and abundant for you in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here, group 2. So I just wanted to thank you so much for being here, and it's been an absolute privilege to bring you this reading. And if this reading resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And if you'd also like to consider leaving a tip, I will leave information in the description as well if you'd like to help further support the channel. But it's something that's never expected, but very much appreciated. And I'm sending you so much light, so much love, and so many blessings upon your journey. Thank you so much. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your reading about what you are manifesting. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the card that you chose. This card is going to represent the overall energetic theme of the reading. And I'm also going to build upon that by drawing a few more tarot cards, followed by some oracle cards as well, just to get a little bit more insight and information. So we're going to go ahead and reveal this card here. This is going to be the overall energetic theme. So the card that we have is the Six of Wands, and I really do love this card, but this card is all about receiving recognition for your hard work. And this card is very much about being in the spotlight, being on in the center stage, and really putting yourself out there and really showing your passions to the world in a lot of ways. But this is definitely a very vibrant energy. This is just standing tall and proud in your power and in your energy, and other people recognizing that as well, recognizing that potential within you, and really maybe having a lot of respect and admiration for you for doing something and for sharing your light with the world. And in a lot of ways, this card is about possibly inspiring others to follow their own passions and to follow their own direction and their own inspirations. But I think that this is a very beautiful energy, and I think that I don't think that this is something that has, or it hasn't necessarily come easily. I feel that you've had to put in a lot of work, and maybe you've had to really work on your confidence and on really putting yourself out there, letting yourself be seen, because this is what that's what this card is about, is being seen in your energy and in your strength, and doing something that you share with the world and receiving positive feedback and recognition for that. So I think that it hasn't necessarily been easy for you to put yourself out there, but I think that it's definitely something that you're working on, and something that you're going to improve and strengthen over time, if this isn't something that's currently happening for you and it's not currently manifesting. But I think that it definitely will be in the very near future if you continue to work on that confidence and that ability to express yourself and to remain open, and to also, as difficult as it may be able to accept criticism, constructive criticism, and also to be able to accept mean criticism as well, and not letting that overcome your strength, and not letting that diminish your energy in any way, but seeing that as if it's not something that really helps you improve, just kind of dismissing that as someone else's way of expressing their own insecurities and their own way of maybe it's like a kind of defense mechanism, but it's something that it's more about them than it is about you, basically. But learning to accept that healthy constructive criticism, and I think that will ultimately help you stand more firmly and proudly in your own energy, and knowing your own strength, and having that confidence to put yourself out there and to be seen. And I think that's definitely going to inspire and uplift others in a very powerful way that helps them eventually do the same thing in their own unique way. But I also feel that there's enough room for everyone to shine, and there's it's not necessarily always a competition as well. So I think that's definitely something to consider, but I'm going to go ahead and get a few more tarot cards as well to get a little bit more information here. I'm going to get a few more cards from our Cat Tarot. So we'll just see what we have. Wants to come out. a few more cards. So we have the Hanged Man, and we also have, this is the Seven of Cups. Very interesting. So I'll begin by discussing this energy here of the Hanged Man, but this energy, it's also often associated with the energy of Neptune as well. So Neptune or Piscean energy may have certain significance for you. But this card of the Hanged Man, this is all about pause and surrender and kind of accepting the unknown of life and accepting that, whatever happens, happens, and kind of really kind of surrendering to that greater divine authority. And I don't mean that to sound like you have no control over your life, but because ultimately we do have free will and we make our own choices, but ultimately there are certain things in this universe that we don't have control over. And I think it's important to accept that and to know that that when you've done the best that you can, that's all that you can do. And as long as you are showing up for yourself and you're doing the best that you can, then that's more than good enough. And I think beyond that, it's going to be important to really surrender to those unknowns. And I think this will ultimately help you have less anxiety about the future and less anxiety about what other people think, is just by allowing there to be that unknown, that surrender, and really putting your trust in either your higher self or your spirit guides or the divine, whatever resonates with you. I think it's important to really put that trust in something greater. And I think that's ultimately going to bring you a great deal of comfort, clarity, and it's going to create a greater sense of peace for you when things are ultimately out of your hands. And I think that happens a lot in life to many of us. And it's just something that we kind of have to accept. But I think you're ultimately going to be feeling a greater level of confidence and a greater level of success in your life in all kinds of ways. But I think there also has to be that surrender to the unknown and the surrender to accepting that there's always going to be things that we really can't control in this life. And with this Seven of Cups here, this really tells me that ultimately you do have a lot of choices, and ultimately you do have a lot of control over the outcome, but not complete control, because no one has that. But I think that it's going to be important for you to keep your options open. And this card is all about choices, and maybe making sure that the choices that you are making are in alignment with your highest self and the greatest good for your life in a lot of ways. And I think it's important to be honest and to really reflect deeply on those choices, but to also not overthink it as well, to also have that surrender and that trust that you are going to know what's right for you, and that you are ultimately going to be making the greatest aligned choices with what is ultimately going to bring you the greatest success and fulfillment and acknowledgement for your hard work and your dedication. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this reading by getting a card from our Moonology Oracle deck. So we'll go ahead and get a card here. So we'll see what wants to come out. Okay, so we have the new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. Very interesting. So, I just wanted to say, I guess this does kind of relate to the Hanged Man, but the Piscean energy, the Neptune energy may have special significance for you. You might have astrological placements in the sign of Pisces, but maybe something to take into consideration. But the new moons, this is a time of really setting new intentions and planting seeds for the future. This is a time of having that spaciousness, having that darkness, and that void, that womb space for that new beginning to blossom and to really grow and develop into its full potential. And the sign of Pisces, this is all about surrendering to the divine, and this is very much hanged man kind of energy. Surrendering to the divine and knowing and trusting that we are part of something so much greater, something so much more vast than our consciousness can even fully digest and comprehend, something completely ineffable. And the Piscean energy is all about connecting to that greater unknown, that greater divine cosmic force that flows through everyone, that flows through each of us and through all of nature and through all of the galactic existence as well. It's something that we are greatly connected to, and that is, it's intertwined into the very fabric of our being and our DNA itself. But this card is all about connecting to that and knowing and trusting that everything is going to be okay, and that we are going to figure it out, and that you are going to ultimately make the best choice that will lead to the best outcome. And I think that you're ultimately going to receive so much recognition for the hard work that you've done. And this isn't necessarily going to be something that is on a very large public scale, but it could just be some friends and family that really acknowledge and see you for who you are, and they want to come together and celebrate your accomplishments. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be what we perceive as a huge accomplishment, but it's going to be different for everyone, and it's going to manifest on different levels and on different layers and on different scales. But I think it's important to have that trust and to just really surrender to that greater unknown, because I think ultimately things really are going to be turning out in the best way possible for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get a card here. I'm going to finish this reading by getting a card from our Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. So we're just going to go ahead and see what wants to come out. I'm going to get a card here. So we have Enlightenment, pursue spiritual growth. This is a very beautiful card, and I feel that it's very, very much related to this Piscean energy. And I think that ultimately you are making the best choices that are leading you to this point of learning how to surrender and knowing how to find that balance between putting in, doing and the being. And I think this is really part of our spiritual journey as a collective, learning how to find that balance and learning that yes, we do have an important responsibility in this universe, but we also don't really have to worry so much, if that makes sense, because ultimately everything is unfolding as it should. But we do have a responsibility to do things the best we can, and to show up with that, to embody that sacred energy, to treat each other and treat the planet with respect, and to make sure that we are embodying the goodness in this universe. So there is that responsibility, but there also is that point where we have to come to that place of surrender, and also knowing when we've done our part, we've done what we can, then beyond that, there's really nothing we can do. And there's also that place where we can find peace in knowing that everything does, that nature has its way of self-regulating, of bringing things together in harmony, and of continuing through these cycles, these cycles that happen on a very tiny scale and on an unimaginably large scale as well. But knowing that things have a way of working themselves out. And that's really the natural state of the universe. It's that natural state of healing and rejuvenation, of regeneration, that the universe naturally regenerates. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So ultimately we can find peace in that when we've done our part, and when we've done everything we can do. We don't have to, but it brings about a lot more peace and happiness and enlightenment when we can surrender to that, and come into that place of balance between the doing and the being, and the masculine and the feminine. And I think that's ultimately by growing in a spiritual way, and by attuning to the divine and making the best choices and learning how to surrender and trust. I think that's ultimately going to help you come to that place of confidence. And just by being yourself, and just by embodying your energy of wholeness and of authenticity, I think that's going to really inspire other people to do the same. And other people are going to really respect that, really acknowledge that, and see that as something that's ultimately freeing and liberating in a lot of ways. And I think they're going to maybe want to do that for themselves as well. But I hope this reading resonated with you, and I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here, group 3. And thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute privilege to bring you this reading. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I'm also going to leave information in the description as well, if you might like to consider leaving a tip to help support the channel even further. But it's something that's never expected, but very much appreciated. And I'm sending you so much light, so much love, and so many blessings upon your journey. Thank you so much.